Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I hope you all are doing absolutely well. Guys, in today's video, we are going to cover most important Deloitte NLA exact questions which has previously been asked in the Deloitte NLA assessment. Okay, so while practicing these questions, you will get to know what exact types of questions comes in Deloitte NLA assessment. Also, you will get to know how you have to answer that, because we have not just covered the questions but the answers for those questions as well. And this is going to be a one shot video, which means multiple questions I have taken from multiple assessments, okay, which has previously happened in Deloitte NLA, and from that this one shot video is like created. So I hope this video will be helpful for you, and if you found it helpful, do write the word helpful in the comment section so that I get to know how many of you are watching it and finding it helpful. So if required, I will post next part of it too. So without wasting any time, let's get started with today's video. But before that, if you are new to the channel, consider subscribing, as I regularly post these kinds of helpful videos for all of you on daily basis on my channel. Also guys, there is a complete playlist on Deloitte. Make sure to check this playlist. Okay, you will find more helpful videos on my channel in this playlist. Okay, so let's get started with first question. Let's see the first question. The first question that we have is, consider the given schema: visitors, region name, telephone number, city. Okay, and then we have patient, PID, PName and city. The question that we are given is, which one of the following query will display the name and region number of visitors who are in Kolkata? Okay, so we have four options based on SQL queries. We need to find out which one is the correct one. So see, the correct one for this one will be select, because this is like we need to write a select query for this purpose. And then then what we need is name, region number from visitors where city is equals to Kolkata. Okay, so this is the correct one. So let's see which one is the option. So option number 4 is the correct option for this one. Okay, or option D you can say. Moving on to the next one. Rearrange the sentences to make a meaningful paragraph. So we have this sentence. Okay, the sentence should start with even though. Okay, so this initial like thing is given to us, and now we have to rearrange this sentences to make a meaningful paragraph. So what will be the correct one? I would suggest you to pause for a minute and think of the solution, and then you can look for it. So the correct answer will be, even though she was tired, Komal knew she had to finish the case, so she ran to meet her team. Okay, so this will be the meaningful paragraph. Now let's see which one is like which option. So this is T, this is Q, this is R, this is S, and this is P. So if we arrange it, it will be TQRSP, which is, so the like correct answer for this question is TQRP. It will make the meaningful sentence. Okay, so let's now move on to the next one. Again, we have a series based question. Okay, but before we look into this question, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe to the channel to receive all such regular updates. I keep on posting regularly these kinds of helpful videos for you for your preparation journey. So make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any important updates. Let's see this series now that we have. First of all, let's take the question series: A 25Z, E 21X, then we have E 17V, then we have question mark, and then we have 19. This is not 19, this is I. Okay, I9R. So we need to find out the missing one. See, first of all, A, just a minute, let me, okay, see, the first one is A to C, so which is A, B, C, then C to E, A, B, C, D, E, okay, which is like one character is getting skipped, E, F, then what will come? G, then G, H, I. Okay, so I is coming here. Now in this way, R, again same way, S will come here. Okay, sorry, not in this one, but on this one. After R, what will come? ST. Okay, so one, and it should be like, this is V actually. So after T, one character will be skipped, and here it will be V. Okay, STUV, then W, X, then Y, Z. Okay, so this is the sequence going on. So we have already found out which all G and T. Okay, G and T. Let's see if we have any option. So yes, we have G and T with the options. So in this way we have found out the answer. So also to check the logic for middle number, what is this one? Initially we had 21 minus 4 gives us 21. 25 minus 4 gives us 21, minus 4 gives us 17. 17 minus 4 gives us 13. So 13 will come in our place, okay, here. And then 13 minus 4 will give us what? 9. So this was the series that was getting followed. That is, for the characters, it was getting, like, one was getting skipped, okay, first in the, like, this order and then in the backward order. So the correct answer for our question will be G13T, okay. Moving on to the next question. Today is a totally different world than have seen in the last decade, okay. So now what we have to do is we have given a sentence, okay, and in this sentence the part of this sentence is having some error. We need to find out of 4 options which is the best fit in this place, okay. So let's see. Today is a totally different world from what we have seen in last decade, okay. This seems to be a correct fit for me, but always don't select the first option if you feel that it is good. Always have a look at the other options too, because you know sometimes it happens that you feel that the first option is correct but maybe the other one is correct, okay. So let's see the other options too. Today is a totally different world from what we seen in last decade. So this doesn't make sense since have has to come in between. Today is a totally different world than what we seen. Again, this is also not correct. Next is today is totally different world if what we seen. This is also not correct. So the correct answer will be from what we have seen, which is option number A, okay. So I hope you have now got it. Moving on to the next one. Select the correct method which is used to transform each element of a collection. So now this is like computer fundamental question. We have the options as skip, reduce, map, and then collect. So the correct answer for this is option number C, which is map. Hope you have got it. If you have any doubts, please let me know in the comment section, okay. Moving on to the next question. Which one of the following is used to make a list that lists the items with numbers? This is again another computer fundamental question. The options that we have is OL, list, UL, DL, okay. So you know OL stands for ordered list, okay, and what we are asked is list with numbers. So order list, okay, when we use the tag OL in HTML, it gives us an order list in this way, 1 2 3, okay, the list which will have orders. So the correct answer for this question will be option number A, okay. Moving on to the next question. Guys, if you feel that the video is helpful for you, please give it a like and share it with your friends so that others can study too. Also, if you are new to the channel, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, as I regularly upload these kinds of helpful placement related materials, and not just placement related materials but off campus drives also on daily basis. So make sure to subscribe to the channel. It will be very helpful for you. Moving on to the next question. We have the question, overloading without explicit arguments are called, okay. Before telling you the answer, this is a computer fundamental question, okay. You should know which the question belongs to which category. Either is it from apti, or is it from reasoning, okay, or is it from verbal, because you know all these sections comes in exam, verbal, or is it from computer fundamental, okay. So this one is from computer fundamental. Okay, the options that we have are binary operator, arithmetic operator, none of the above, and unary operator overloading. So it is told to us about explicit argument. So the correct answer for this will be option number D, which is unary operator overloading, okay. Let's move on to the next question. The question is this one. Which of the following is not an example of block storage, okay. So the options that we have are S3, local hard disk, SAN, ISCSI. So let me tell you guys, local hard disk, okay, and SAN and ISCSI all are examples of what? Block storage, okay. The one which is not part of or not example of block storage is S3. So hence the correct answer for this question will be S3. So the correct answer is option A in this case, okay. Let's move on to the next question now. Adding more computer resources is known as what, okay. So guys, again pause for a minute, think of the answer for this question, because you know I want to suggest you that just by watching the videos, your brain will not start working. If you try to think on your own, then only you might get the solution. Okay. Otherwise, if just by looking at the answers, you might not even remember also that what was the actual answer for this question. Okay. So the correct answer in this case is option number B, which is vertical scaling. Okay. We had two options. So question was adding more computer resources is known as what? So it is known as vertical scaling. Moving on to the next question. Okay, so we have this question where a bus covers first 40 kilometer of a journey at a speed of 20 kilometers per hour and next 60 kilometers of a journey at 30 kilometers per hour. What is the average speed in kilometer per hour of the bus for the entire journey? So now see, we are given two speeds. Okay, you can consider that we are given two speeds, speed 1 and speed 2. Okay, and we have to find the average of two speeds. Okay, so let's see. First of all, you should know the formula of speed actually. Okay, speed is equals to what? Distance upon time. Okay, so let's now start solving it. First of all, we need to have like two timings. Okay, let's see if it is given to us in the question. So time formula is what? Distance by speed. Okay, time formula is distance by speed. So see, we need to figure out two times. So the distance that we have, first one is 40 and speed is what? 20, right? So the time that we will get is what? 2 hours. And time 2 we need to find in the similar way. The speed is given to us as 60 and distance is 30, which is again 2 hours, right? So we have got T1 and T2. These are going to be helpful for us. Let's move forward. So total time is what? Total time will be what? T1 plus T2. So let's calculate 20. Sorry, not 20 but 2. 2 plus 2, which is going to be 4 hours, right? So now we have total time and we have to find average speed. Okay, so average speed will be what? Is sum of two speed. Okay, sum of two speeds divided by total time, or you can even say total speed by total time. So total speed was what? 100 kilometer. Total time is what? 4 hours. So it will be 25 kilometer per hour. The correct answer for this question will be option number A, which is 25 kilometers per hour. Okay, I hope you understood the solution. If you have any doubts, let me know in the comment section. Moving on to the next question now. Okay, this is the question says a parallelogram has a base of 12 centimeter and a height of 9 centimeter. The side length adjacent to the base is 7 centimeter and then find the ratio of area and perimeter. Okay, so see, in order to solve this question, you should know few basic, I would say, formulas, because you know, otherwise how can you find perimeter and area, right? Because we need to understand the like formulas, then only we can find out. So area of parallelogram is what? Base into height. Okay, we are going to use this one. So first of all, what is the base given to us? 12. And then what is the height given to us? 9. So area, what we have found out? 12 into 9, which is 108. Okay, in the same way we need to find perimeter. So perimeter formula is what? Perimeter formula is 2 into base plus side of adjacent to the base. Okay, side adjacent to the base. So 2 and base is how much? Base is given to us is 12. See here, right? So 12 plus side adjacent to the base is what? 7. So 12 plus 7 equals what? 19. So 19 into 2 is 38. Okay, so now we have found out perimeter also and we have found out area also. What we are asked is ratio of area and perimeter. So area by perimeter is equals to what? Area was 108, perimeter is 38. If we will cut it off by like 2, this will be 19 and this will be 54. So the correct answer will be 54 by 19, or if we are asked ratio, so we can say it in this way, 54 is to 90. Let's see if we have that option. Yes, we have that option as option A. So the correct answer for this question is option number A, which is 54 is to 19. Hope you have understood the question. If you have any doubt, let me know. I will tell you in more detail in the comment section. Guys, if you found this video helpful and if you want to see more such videos, please write down your reviews in the comment section, so I will know that you are looking for more such videos. Okay, let's move on to the next question. The word astounding is written by rearranging the letters in reverse alphabetical order. What will be the fourth letter from the left end? Okay, see, we need to do two things in this question. First, let's see what is the like word we have. ASTOUNDINGG. Okay, this is the original word. Okay, this is the original word. Now what is told to us is rewritten. This word needs to be rewritten by arranging the letters in reverse alphabetical order. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to like do it in the reverse order. Okay, reverse alphabetical order means what? Okay, let me tell you. See, if a word is ABC, okay, in normal case, then in reverse alphabetical order, how we will write? CBA. Okay, because see, normal alphabetical order starts with A and ends at Z, then reverse will start with Z and ends with A. Simple, that's it. So in this way, like, we need to reverse this one. So what will come at the end? Obviously it will start with A, then we don't have B, C, then we have D, right? So first it was A, then we have D, so we will mention D. Okay, then let's see what we have next. E, F, we don't have any E and F, then we have G. Okay, so next we will write G and G. Okay, so in the similar way, H we don't have, then we have I, so we will write I. Next up we have J, no. K, no, it's also not there. L, M, nothing is there. N is there, so let's write N, and N is also twice, so we will write N and N here. Okay, then what else do we have? O, yes, O is also there. Yes, so we have written O. Then P, Q, R, nothing is there. S is there, so let's write S. And then do we have T? Yes, we have. And then we have U. Okay, so this is our reverse alphabetical order. Okay, see, we have written alphabetical order. The same word is written, but it is written in the reverse alphabetical order. So this is the like reversed order now. And you know, most of the students make mistake while creating this order only, because you know, half of them won't even understand what reverse order is, and those who understand also, they are in too hurry, so they don't like write it in correct order. So you make sure you are very calm while solving this kind of problem, and then see, the question is easy if you have understood, just that you need to keep patience, that's it. Okay, so once your reverse order is ready, what is asked to you? What will be the fourth letter from the left end? So let me tell you, this is left and this is right. Okay, now you have to tell me what is the fourth letter. So first, second, third, fourth. Fourth is this one. So the correct answer for this question is letter O. Letter O is the fourth letter. Okay, hope you have understood how to solve this kind of question, because you know, sometimes it is tricky, you might not even able to understand also. So that is why practice is very important, and that is why we are practicing these questions now. Moving on to the next question. Again, we have a series based question. In the given below number series, how many numbers are more than 11 and less than 21? Okay, again a very simple question, but you have to be very keen and patient while solving it. Let's write the series first of all. Okay, 19, 24 and 26. Now we have to check every number, okay, which is less than, it should be less than 11, okay, and greater than 21. Okay, so less than 11, see, 4 is less than 11, but okay, no, sorry, more than 11 and less than 21. Okay, so more than 11, 4 is not more than 11. 18, okay, 18 is more than 11 and 18 is also less than 21. So yes, 18 can be a number. Let's see more. 13 is more than 11 and 13 is also less than 21. So this will also be an option, like not option, but we have to count them. Okay, like which all are in between. So 10 is not less than 11, right? So 10 cannot be the, like, sorry, 10 is not more than 11, so it cannot be the one. 22 is more than 11, but 22 is not less than 21, so this is also not the one. 19 is true, like true, because 19 is more than 11 and less than 21. Next we have a 24 is not the one, because 24 is more than 21 and we need only less than 21s. 26 is also more than 21, so we are not going to take this. Now we have 1, 2 and 3. So the correct answer in this case, how many numbers are there in this way which are sufficing and which are less than 11 and more than 21? So the correct answer is option number B, which is 3. Okay, hope you have understood the logic. Moving on to the next one. A person walks 5 meters north and then 12 meters east. What is the shortest distance between their starting and the ending point? Now, you know, whenever you get these kinds of questions where a person is walking in a particular direction, you should know the direction chart very well. Okay, if you don't know the direction chart, you might end up finding out wrong answer. So the direction chart is this, like on the top comes north, then on the bottom comes south, then in this direction it comes east, and then it comes in this direction we have west. Okay, now you might get questions like these directions also, which is like intermediate. So just for knowledge, I'm telling you, this direction is called as southeast, this direction is called as northeast, this direction is called as northwest, and this is called as southwest. Okay, now since we don't have this complicated question, so we just need simple form of this direction diagram, wherein we have north, south, and then we have east and west. Let's see what it says. Is a person walks 5 meters towards the north. So a person was standing here, and they walks in this direction 5 meter, and then they walked further 5 meter towards the east, which means they are now here. Now what is asked to us, what is the shortest distance between their starting point and their ending point? So their ending point is here. Okay, I will mark it as E. The starting point is here. I will mark it as S. We have to find out this distance. So guys, we have all studied something called as Pythagoras theorem, right? What we used to do is, like, the line which is in front of 90 degrees. So we had a formula, that is distance, okay, is equals to what? Under root of this square, that is 5 square, plus this side square, which is again 5 square. So it is going to be okay, sorry, I did a mistake. It was like 12 meters in the east. Okay, so it should be 12 here, my bad. Okay, so 12. Okay, let's continue solving our question. 5 in square is 25, and 12 square is what? 144. When we add it up, we get 169, and the square root of 169 is 13. So the correct answer in our case is option number C, which is 13 meter. Okay, so initially the starting point was this. We walked towards 5 meter in the north direction and 12 meters in the east direction, and then we have to find out the distance between starting and the ending point. So we have used Pythagoras theorem, wherein what we have done is square root of 5 square plus 12 square. 5 square was 25, 12 square is 144. On adding it, we get under root of 169, which is 30. If the average score of 5 students is 72 and 4 students scored 60, 70, 75 and 80, what is the score of the 5th student? Okay, so in order to solve this question, what we will do is, again, as I told you, right, we have already solved one of the questions related to average previously also. So total is equals to what? Whenever the average value is given into number of quantities. In this case, what is the quantity? Student. So that is what? Number of students. First of all, we will find out total. Average is told to us is what? 72. Okay, and number is 5. So 17 to 5 will give us the total, which is going to be 360. Okay, and now what is told to us? We have been told the scores of 4 students, and we are asked the score of 5th student. Now since we have this total, so we will use this 65 plus 70 plus 75 plus 80, and one more student is there for which we don't know. So for now we are considering it as x, and is equals to 360. What we will do, we will now try to find out the value of x. Okay, so 65 plus 70 plus 75 plus 80 is going to give us 290. Okay, so the new equation becomes this. So x value is going to be 360 minus 290. So the final answer that we will get is 360 minus 290, which is going to be 70, I guess. Yeah, 70. So the correct answer for this question is option number A. Let's see this question. A man buys a chair for 600 and sell it as 750. What is the profit percentage? So we have to find out the profit percentage in this case. So let me write down the formula for you. So profit is what? Selling price minus cost price. We know this. And the formula for profit percentage is what? Let me write that also first. Formula for profit percentage is profit divided by cost price multiplied by 100. Okay, so let's, because in order to find out the profit percentage, we need to find out the profit value. So let's find out the profit value. Selling price was what? 750 rupees, and cost price was what? 600 rupees. 750 minus 600 gives us 150. So we have now found out the profit value, which is 150, and now what was the cost price which was given to us in the question? 600 into 100 we will do, simple. So let's solve this equation. We will get 150 divided by 6, which is going to be 25. So the answer is going to be 25%. So the profit percentage we will get is 25%. Okay. So the answer for this question is option number B. Choose the word that best completes the sentence. Okay. So now guys, like this is a DIY based question, which means like we have solved enough question. I hope you have understood all the concepts and it was like interesting also. You must have got to learn something new. But now I want to check your knowledge, like based on what we have solved. Do you have understood something? And if you have came so far in the video, make sure that you attend these DIY questions and write the answers of these questions in the comment box. Okay, let's see the first question. Choose the word that best completes the sentence. The word is, her performance was so dash that everyone in the audience stood up and applauded. The options that we have are unremarkable, mediocre, extraordinary, and average. So out of 4 options, you need to write down the answer in the comment section. Now let me tell you how you will write the answers in the comment section. See, you will write it in this way. This is question 1 for DIY. You will, for example, if you see A, B, C, D, whatever, so you will write it here. And for question 2, you will write the option here. And if possible, write it complete. Okay, like for example, A, unremarkable, something like this. Okay, whatever is your answer, so that I will reply to your comment if your answer is correct or not. Okay, let's move on to the next question, which is again a DIY question. What you need to do, you need to find out the answer of this by yourself and write down it in the comment section. Let me read it for you. We have a series AA, AB, AC, AD, and AE. Okay, we have to find out what will be the next one in this series. Okay, the next term in this series. The options that you are given are AF, AG, BF, and BA. Okay, so try to think of the logic. Okay, and write down the answers for both these questions in the comment section. So guys, as you can see, these were the questions that were asked in today's Deloitte and NLA exam. So we will be solving these questions today. Okay, since it is not much readable, so we are going to have it in written form and we will solve it further. Okay, so let's start with the first question today. So the first question that we have is, choose the most logical order of a given sentences to construct a coherent paragraph. Okay, so what we have to do is, we are given 4 different sentences. We have to rearrange them in a meaningful way so that it is making a meaningful paragraph. Okay, and then we have to select the sequence of the correct paragraph from the given options. Okay, so let's read the sentences first and then we will create the correct paragraph. The first option that we have is, communicating with someone who is not physically present is alienating, forcing the mind to separate from the body. Okay, next is, the cell phone intrudes into the public and private realms, preventing the holistic engagement with what is around us. It also puts its users constantly on call, constantly available. As much as that can be liberating or convenient, it can also be overwhelming. Even though we have 2 hands, I am convinced that you can't hold a cell phone and someone else's hand at the same time. Okay, now we have to tell first of all from where the sentence is starting. Okay, so see guys, the starting sentence is going to be B. Okay, so the sentence will start like this: the cell phone intrudes into the public and private realms, preventing holistic engagement with what is around us. Okay, the next sentence that is going to be in the series is of A, which is, communicating with someone who is not physically present is alienating, forcing the mind to separate from the body. Okay, now the next one is going to be options, this one, C. Okay, sentence C. It also puts its users constantly on call, constantly available, and as much as that can be liberating or convenient, it can also be overwhelming. Okay, so this is going to be the next one, and then finally it will be this one. Even though we have 2 hands, I am convinced that you can't hold the cell phone and someone's hands at the same time. So the answer for this question is going to be option C, which is B, A, C, D. Okay, moving on to the next question. Out of the 4 underlined phrases A, B, C, and D, choose the phrase that is incorrect or inappropriate in the context of the sentence. So guys, these kinds of questions we have seen a lot, okay, and it is very good, or like it is very important to have a good practice of these questions beforehand, so that you don't feel it very new when you appear for it in the, or when you see it, these types of questions in the exam. Okay, so what will be done is, like, one sentence is there, okay, and it is like broken into 4 parts. You have to tell what error is there in which part. Okay, let's see. Sending gifts to each other. Okay, this is the first sentence. On, okay, no, the first is on. Okay, it is starting from here. Sending gifts to each other on Christmas has been a lifelong tradition. Okay, so we have these options. So the correct answer for this will be A. Okay, option A. So moving on now to the next question. The next question is, what will be the output of the below query? Okay, so now we have a query. Okay, this is a MySQL query, and we have to find out what will be the output of this question. Okay, so the output of this will be this much. Okay, which is A and T. Okay, so the correct answer that we have in this options is option number C. So you need to, like, break the string, and you have to check it character wise. So the correct answer that this query will give is A and T, which is option number C. Moving on to the next question. So guys, before we dive deep into this question, if you are new to the channel, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel. I have noticed that a lot of you get benefited from the video, you watch it, but you don't subscribe to the channel. Please guys, do it, because this is going to be helpful for you only in the future, because a lot of helpful videos are going to come on the channel. So make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Okay, now let's see the next question, which is, which of the following devices operate at both physical and data link layer? Okay, so we have 2 layers, physical and data link layers, and we have to tell which of these operate at both the levels. Okay, so the first one is what? Repeater. Okay, and the second one is what? Bridges. Okay, so let's see. We know repeater operates at physical and data layer, data link layer both. Okay, so for this we can say both. Okay, let's see, but you should not just see only one option and like one of the given options and select the final answer. You should check both. Okay, so bridge also operates on physical and data link layer. Okay, so what is the option for, like, do we have a matching option or not? Let's see. First is both 1 and 2. Yes, because what we have seen, both 1 and 2. Yeah, let's see. Neither 1 and 2. No. Only 2? No. Only 1 also? No. So the correct answer in this case will be option number A, which is both 1 and 2, which is both repeater and bridges operates at physical and data link layers. So the correct answer for this question will be option number A. Moving on to the next question. Which of the following is not a block level element? Okay, so we have different elements. Let me tell you what are the elements that we have: code, script, label, and then we have video. Okay, so what we are asked is, which of the following is not a block level element? Okay, see, option number this one, and this one. These 3 are what? These 3 are not block level. Okay, you have to understand that. And this one is what? Block level. Okay, so the correct answer for this question will be option 2, 3 and 4. So that is only 2, 3 and 4 is the correct answer, and rest are the wrongs. The correct answer for this question is going to be option number A. Moving on to the next question now. Okay, so in the next question we have a series, and we have to figure out what will be the next term in this series. So let's write the series first. Okay, we have to find out what will come here. So let's see, try to find the pattern. Okay, what it is following. So N to Q is what? Plus 2, and OP. Then comes Q. Q to T is again plus 2, Q, R, S, and then T, right? So T to W is again 2, T, U, V, and then W. In the same way, from W to Z is also 2, W, X, Y, Z. Okay, so now what will come here? Before N, what comes? Okay, so you have to understand K, and then plus 2, which is L, M, and then N will come. So the term which will come here will be K. Let's see if we have that option. Yes, we have K as the option. So the correct answer for this question is going to be option number C, which is K. Okay, so guys, if you have any doubts in any of the questions, let me know in the comment section below, or if you have any general doubt also, you can ask me. I will answer all your queries. Moving on to the next question. Identify the incorrect part of the sentence from the options provided. So we are given different options and we have to tell which part of the sentence has error. Okay. So let's see the sentence. Armstrong and Bouchard brought the aircraft into a nose down alignment to increase speed, then launch the skyrocket. Okay. So this is option A, like this is A, this is B, and then this is C. Okay. So we have to tell which of the part has error in it. So guys, the correct answer for this one will be B. Okay. So the answer for this question is option number B. Moving on to the next question now. Now in this question, out of the words or phrases given below, the position of fun is fixed. Choose the most logical order of the remaining words or phrases to construct a coherent sentence. Okay. So now see, this one is fixed. Okay. The sentence will always start from here only, that is the silent and non. And now remaining we have to rearrange and make a meaningful sentence. Okay. So I hope you understood the type or the pattern of the question. Now let's try to read the sentence first and then we will give the final answer. First, P option is protest in the lake city took, began pelting stone at vehicles, mobs of angry protesters, an ugly turn around noon when. Let's see. The first thing that is going to come after this sentence is P, which is the silent and non protest in the lake city took, and then will come T, that is an ugly took an ugly turn around noon when mobs of angry. Okay. So R, and then will be S, mobs of angry protesters, and then we will have at the end Q. Protesters began pelting stones at the vehicles. So the final sentence is going to be something like this. The silent and non protest in the lake city took an ugly turn around noon when mobs of angry protesters began pelting stones at the vehicle. Okay. So this is the complete sentence or the complete paragraph. Okay. Hope you have understood the concept. Let me know if you have any doubt. So this sequence is which one? PTRSQ. So PTRSQ is option number B. So the correct answer for this question is going to be option number B. Moving on to the next question now. Fill in the blank with the most appropriate word. Okay, so we have been given like fill in the blank kind of question. Let's read this question first. Since Harry lived in Finland all his life, he knows neither Hindi dash Japanese. Okay, so see, you must have read these kinds of questions a lot. Whenever there is neither, we usually use nor. Okay, so and whenever there is either, we use what? Or, right? So you should know this concept. So because you might get the similar kind of question for either also. So you should know that in that case you have to use or. At in this case, since we have neither, so we are going to use nor. So the correct answer for this question is going to be option number C, which is nor. Okay. So the final sentence, let's read it out again with the filled blank. Since Harry lived in Finland all his life, he knows neither Hindi nor Japanese. Okay. So Harry does not know Hindi also and he does not know Japanese also. Okay. So not Japanese. Moving on to the next question now. So guys, we have seen enough questions for now, and now I have one DIY question for all of you. So make sure to attend this question. Now what you have to do is, this is your first DIY question. How you will answer it in the comment is, you will write it in this way, first and then second, and then whatever is the option for first and the complete answer. For example, if it is ambiguous, then something like this, and then for the second one also. Guys, since you have watched this video so far, make sure to attend this DIY questions honestly, because you are preparing it for yourself. So don't think that others are going to comment down and so why should I? Okay, so this is your preparation journey and you have to be honest with it. Okay, the first DIY question is, choose the most appropriate word to complete the sentence. We have this sentence that is, the manager's explanation was so dash that everyone understood the complex procedure clearly. And the options that we are given is ambiguous, vague, lucid, obscure. Okay. Now let's move on to the second DIY question. This is DIY question number 2. And the question is, fill in the blank with the most appropriate word. and the sentence is the research team is dash the latest findings from their experiments. The options that we have are looking, reviewing, observing, and completing. Okay, so make sure to comment down your DIY answers. Okay, I will be waiting for your answers, and if you guys have been watched other videos of mine, you must have like noticed that I reply to every comment that I get on my videos. Okay, I try to reply every single comment, so make sure to comment down the DIY answers. Okay. Okay, let's see this question. Rearrange the following phrases to form a coherent sentence. The position of one is fixed. Okay, so guys, these kinds of questions are very important. Okay, what we have to do in this questions is the first or the starting of the sentence which is given to us will be fixed, and we have to find out the arrangement of the remaining sentences. Okay, so let's see. The fixed sentences in the bustling city. Okay, this is going to stay as it is, and we have to rearrange the remaining ones. Let's read out the remaining sentences. Car honks and creating a symphony. Pedestrians hurried of urban life. Okay, see, let's start reading the sentence again. In the bustling city, cars honked, and so this is P. Okay, we have to keep noting down the sequence also. Next is going to be pedestrians hurried. Okay, car honked and pedestrians hurried. Pedestrians hurried. Okay, which is going to be R. So next is going to be creating a symphony. So pedestrians hurried, creating a symphony. So this is Q, and then next up, what is only one is remaining? Symphony of urban life. Okay, so this is going to be our complete meaningful paragraph. So let's see what we have got as the sequence. PRQS. Okay, so you can see option A is the correct answer for this one, which is PRQS. Okay, moving on to the next question. The question is fill in the blanks with the most appropriate word, and so this is a fill in the blanks type of question. Okay, this is our blank statement, and we have to fill in the most appropriate options given from the options given below. Let's read the sentence. Dash a doubt, she is team's best performer. Okay, let's see the options that are given to us. The options are without, with, beyond, about. Okay, so the correct answer in this case is going to be option number A, which is without. Okay, so the final sentence will be something like without a doubt, he is the team's best performer. Okay, hope you have understood it. If you have any doubts in any questions, please feel free to write it in the comment section. So guys, now before we dive deep into this next question, if you are new to the channel and if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, because guys, I have noticed a lot of you gets benefited from the videos. You see the content but you don't subscribe to the channel. So guys, please do it so that I also get motivated to bring more such helpful content for all of you, and please share it amongst your friends so that they also get benefited. Okay, moving on to this next question, which is out of the 4 underlined phrases marked as A, B, C and D, choose the phrase which is wrong or inappropriate in the context of sentence. Okay, so we are given 4 parts of a sentence. We have to tell which of them is incorrect. Okay, let's read the sentence. Certain religion and political groups felt novels had the power to make so-called immoral characters so interesting that young readers would identify. Okay, so see, we have different options. The correct answer in this question will be option number A, which is certain religion and. Okay, this one, see, it is like options are in this way. Okay, this is A, this is B, then this one is C, and this one is the D. Okay, so the error lies in the first one, which is A. The phrase certain religion and is grammatically incorrect. Okay, the phrase is what? Grammatically incorrect. So certain religion and is grammatically incorrect. That is why this is the correct answer for this one. Moving on to the next question. Let's see this question. The question is identify if the underlined part in the below sentence is incorrect. If yes, choose the option which makes the sentence grammatically correct. The sentence that is given to us is steel helmet reaches the name of someone, captains who served at Tannisburg stood at each corner with drawn swords of the bad. Okay, so now this part is the one which is underlined. So first of all, yes, there is some error because all the 4 options are like the correct or the improvements of this error part only. So it is obvious that the error is there in this sentence. Now we have to select or choose which is the most correct one out of the given options, or which will be grammatically correct. Okay, in place of this. So guys, let's read the 4 options now first. Option A is who stood at each corner of the bed served with drawn swords at Tannenberg. Option B, who served at Tannenberg stood at with drawn swords each corner of the bed. Option C, who served at Tannenberg stood at each corner of the bed with drawn swords. Option D, who served at Tannenberg stood at each corner of with drawn swords of the bed. Okay, so guys, like I don't know if you have noticed or not, when I was reading, you know, I have myself felt that reading option A, B and D was very tough. Why? Because there are no punctuations, nothing. Okay, everything looks like a mixed jumbled words. Okay, just we are reading it aloud. When you will read option C, you yourself will understand that because of this comma, whole meaning and the grammatical meaning of the sentence is enhancing. Okay, so that is why the correct answer in this case is option C. If we replace this part with this sentence, it will be more grammatically correct. The entire sentence will make sense. Moving on to the next question. Choose the most logical order of given sentences to construct a coherent paragraph. Okay, again we have like 5 sentences. We have to rearrange them to make a meaningful sentence. Okay, let's read it out. Let's first read the sentences and then we will rearrange the like to make a meaningful paragraph. Option A is some like the ice bucket challenge promote a cause, but then there are those facts that are ill-informed or worse dangerous. Others like the bottle flipping craze are benign. The latest, the Tide Pod challenge, belongs in that category. It seems every few weeks another challenge takes social media by storm. Okay, so guys, the correct sequence for this will be, let me tell you, it will start with E first of all. Okay, it seems every few weeks another challenge takes social media by storm. Next is going to be A, which is some like the ice bucket challenge promotes a cause. Okay, next is C, others like the bottle flipping craze are benign. Okay, next in the series we have B, which is but then there are those facts that are ill-informed or worst or dangerous. Then we will have D, the latest, the Tide Pod challenge belongs in that category. Okay, so the series is this one. Okay, E, A, C, B, D. Okay, so guys, the correct answer will be option D. Okay, which is this one. E, A, C, B, D is the correct sequence in this case. Moving on to the next one. Fill in the blank with the most appropriate word. So we have a fill in the blank kind of a question. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to read the sentence, select the most appropriate one in this out of the given options. So let's read the sentence. There have been 20 similar incidents dash March and July. Okay, so the options that we have are between, during, in, at. Okay, let's come from down this time. Okay, there have been 20 similar incidents at March and July. No, doesn't make sense, because at mark means like we can't say at both, right? This does not make grammatical sense. Okay, so that is why this cannot be the answer. The next one is in March and July. No, it should be like either on. Okay, next is during, does not make sense. Next is between, because you see we have March and July, so definitely we are talking about a time frame. Okay, so from March till July. Okay, so that is why, so in this case the correct answer will be between. So there have been 20 similar incidents between March and July. Hope you have understood it. Moving on to the next question. Identify the true statement about software testing. Okay, the question is from Computer Fundamental. The options that we have are boundary value testing does not result in redundancy. Option B is equivalence class testing divides the input data into partitions of equivalent data from which test cases can be derived. Option C is none of the options, and option D is black box testing is dependent on how the software is implemented. Now the correct answer for this question is option number B, that is equivalence class testing divides the input data into partitions of equivalent data for which test can be derived. Okay, so guys, if you have any doubts in any of the questions, please feel free to ask. And just a personal suggestion from my end, before solving the questions directly, like before watching the solutions of the questions directly, please pause the video if required in between, think of the solution in your mind and then continue the video. In this way you are training your brain to prepare for the exam, so that because otherwise if you directly watch the solution in exam, if you get the exact same question also, you might not remember the answer. Okay, because you have not done any hard work, or your brain has not done any hard work thinking the solution of that question, right? So this is a good practice. I would suggest all of you that if you are practicing side by side, pause the videos if and when required, and then think of the approaches or the solutions in your mind. Moving on to the next question, which is, which phase of incident response involves restoring affected systems and data to a known good state? The options that we have are, option A is detection and analysis, option B is recovery, option C is containment and eradication, option D is preparation. The correct answer in this case is option B, which is recovery. So recovery is basically the phase of the incident response which involves restoring affected systems and data to a known good state. Moving on to the next question now. Identify a valid attribute for the canvas tag in HTML5. So in HTML5 we have a canvas tag and we have to tell the attribute, valid attribute, which can be used along with the canvas tag. The options that we have given is diameters, none of the given options, height and radius. Let's see. So the correct answer for this question is option C. Height is usually the attribute which is usually used along with canvas tag. Okay, now moving on to the next question, guys. Again, before we look into this question, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. There is a lot of helpful content on the channel, and on daily basis off-campus drives are also getting posted. So make sure that you subscribe to the channel. If there is something which you can do for me, do that. Okay, subscribe to the channel. Okay, let's see this question now. Identify an invalid HTML tag from the following. Okay, so we have different HTML tags given to us. Okay, let's see the options. First is footer, header, body text and body. Okay, let me tell you, footer is basically, like for example, if we have a web page, okay, website or a web page, whatever. So the thing which comes on the bottom is called as footer. Okay, then what we have next is header. The thing which comes on the top of the page is header. Okay, this is header, this is footer, whatever in between is called as body. Okay, so header, footer, body we have, there is nothing called as body text. Okay, so body text is not a valid HTML tag. Okay, so that is why the correct answer is body tag, because we were asked invalid. Okay, so body text is a, we can say, invalid HTML tag. Okay, let's see the next now. Okay guys, so we have came to the end of this video. Now there are two DIY questions for all of you. If you have been watching my videos, you must know this procedure that I always give DIY questions, because this assesses your knowledge. Whatever you have seen so far, it is always easy to see stuff and follow, but it should also be like, you should also do something for yourself, right? So we have two questions now. How you have to comment down, you have to comment down the answers of these two questions by yourself. Okay, and how you will comment. So first question, this is first DIY question. So you have to write it in this way, like first A and then whatever the answer is. For example, in this case, A whatever, and similar for the second, you have to write the correct option and the answer. Let's see the first DIY question for you. What is smallest unit of the information? The options are a bit, a byte, a block or a nibble. Okay, so make sure to write down the comment. Okay, and don't worry if it is wrong also. I will correct you if you have written wrong answer. I will even guide you or give you the explanation why you have thought it in the wrong way or something. Okay, the next second DIY question is, which data structure is based on LIFO principle, that is last in first out. Okay, we have the options as tree, linked list, stack and queue. Okay, so you have to think of it and then you have to comment down the answer of these two questions in the comment box. Okay, so let's look at this problem. Rearrange the digits of a given string such that all the digits at even position appear first, followed by all the digits which appear at odd position. So we have two inputs. Okay, so let's understand this problem. What we have is, we have a string. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0. So this is a string. First of all, you have to understand what we want is all the digits which are on even position. Okay, which means, see, we have indexing here in this way. Okay, 0 2 3, we have to consider in this way, 7 8 9. Okay, so all the ones which are at even position, which means 1, and then which one is like next even is 3. Okay, the value. Okay, next even position is 4, which is the for which the value is 5. Next even position is 6, for which the value is 7, and next even is 9. So these, all the even position ones should come first, and then remaining later on should be the ones which are at odd positions. So what is the first one in the odd position? 1, then 3. So sorry, not 1, but we have to take the value. Okay, so don't take the indexes, we have to take the values. So 3 is the next index value, so for that the value is 4, and next is our this one. Okay, this is 6, and then 8, and then 0. Okay, so hope you have understood it. So this is the output that we want. Basically what we want is all the even places, okay, all the digits which are present on even places should come first, and then we have to put all the digits which are on odd places. Okay, so in this way our final output will be this. And in the same way, if you see for this one, so you see the even digits ones are 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Okay, make sure that you don't get confused with the digits. Okay, you don't have to check the digits are even or not, but you have to check their position, okay, whether it is even or odd. Okay, for example, right now whichever I have marked is all the ones are on even positions. Okay, now let me use another ink, and then we will see which is the one on odd positions. So this one, okay, 1, 3, 5, 7, 0, these ones are on the odd positions. So in this way, like our final output will be this. So let's now see how can we solve this problem. So since this is an even index, what we will do, we will check it if this is an even index by using I mod 2 equals to 0. So 0 mod 2 equals to 0, this condition will be true. So string even, in this string we will put this value. Okay, so string even will initially have our 1. Okay, in the same way we will check for next one. So for this one the index value is 1, so 1 mod 2 is not equal to 0, so it will go in the else part. So for that what we will do, we will put the 1 index in this one. Okay, like not the, we are not keeping the indexes, but we are keeping the values. Okay, while keeping, you see what I have written is str1 of I, which means the value. So again we will check for this third one. So again this index is 2, so which is even. So what we will do, we will put this 3 value in string even. In this way we will form the complete strings. Okay, so the first string will have 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9, and then the second string will have 2, 4, 6, 8 and 0, and then finally what we are doing, we are concatenating the two strings, that is 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 2, 4, 6, 8, 0. Okay, so that is why we are getting this output here, as you can see. So hope you have understood the explanation. Okay, so let's see this problem that we have. So what we are asked is add do not at the beginning of a given string. So this is a question based on a string. What we need to do is, we have an input like input string enjoy cold weather, and the output string is do not enjoy cold weather. So what we need to is, like we have to add do not plus whatever our string is there. Okay, so and like, okay, the main important thing while solving this is, when we add do not, make sure that you add a space in between, otherwise what will happen is this space won't come. Okay, so just this is the simple problem. Let's try to solve this in code. Let's see the implementation of this problem. So we have a string, right? So let's create a string first. str1 is the name which I'm going to keep for this string, and let's suppose that the string name is enjoy cold weather. Okay, so enjoy cold weather, and now what we want is, we want to append do not in front of it, right? So simply what we are going to do, we are going to just see out and do not, and make sure that you write a space. Okay, because otherwise this space won't come and this letter will stick to each other. And then what we want is, we want to append the other one, okay, which was the string 1. Okay, so let's see if by running this one, see, we have got the output as do not enjoy cold weather. So hope you have understood this problem. Okay, let's look at this problem. Given two strings, create a new string by picking the characters from the first string where the corresponding character in the second string is 1. Okay, so let's see the input. We have two strings in the input. Okay, now what we need to do, we need to create a third output based on the given two strings. Okay, so let's see. So see, we have this string 1 as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now we have to use this second string to create our new final output string. Okay, now what is the second string? Second string is a sequence of zeros and ones, and what we are told is, whatever string which is coming at one's position, okay, wherever 1 is there in the second string, we have to take that value. So that is why we are taking 1. Okay, and then here also there is 1, so from string 1 we will take this value, and here also there is 1, so we will take this value from the string 1, and this is our final output of string that we are going to have. Okay, hope you have understood the logic. So based on string 1 and string 2, we need to find the new string which is the output string. Let's try to see the code for this problem. See, we have what we have done is, we have taken two strings. String 1 is going to be our string which is given to us, and string 2 is the one which is also given to us, which is of sequence of zeros and ones. Okay, now we are also creating one new string which is going to be our output string. So for that I have taken a string ans, which is answer string. Now we are going to loop over our
input string. Okay, so you can take any one of the string. Okay, basically we want the length of the string, so string 1 and string 2 both lengths are same. So what I have done is int I equals to 0, I is less than string 1 dot length and I plus plus. So I am iterating over the string, and then what we are doing is we are checking if in the second string whenever we are encountering 1, then at the same position we want that value of string 1. Okay, so at the same index, for example at index 0, okay, like whenever our string 2 of I, for the first time whenever index was 0, we got it as 1 right here, which means this one. So at this time only what we will do is we will take the value which is in the same index in string 1. So we have appended that value in our answer string. Okay, in the same way we will do it for 2 also, for the second string. Okay, but this time we will get 0, so our if condition will not be true, so we will move again to the next value. So this time our string value is 1 again. Okay, in the third iteration. So whenever string value becomes 1, at the same time we will take the that position value in our answer string. So already in our answer string 1 was there, now 3 will also get stored, and in the similar way after 2 repetitions we will get 5 also in our string. Let's run the code. See, we have got the output as 1, 3 and 5. So hope you have understood the logic for this one.
So guys, let's look at this problem. Remove all the characters from the target string that are present in the reference string and return the modified target string. Okay, so we have target string as communication and reference string as COM, and the output string is UNIATIN. Let's see what we are doing here. First of all, let me write the target string. So communication. Okay, and then we have the reference string is as COM. Okay, now what is told to us is that we have to, in our final string, all the characters which are present in the reference string should be removed, okay, from the target. So C, first I will remove C. Okay, so C will be removed, okay, where all the occurrences of C should be removed from the target. In the same way, let's remove O. So O is removed from here, O is removed from here. Okay, nowhere else is O, so it's fine. Next is M is removed from here. Okay, nowhere else is M. So we have removed all the occurrences of references from the target string. Now our final string, what we have is U, then I, U, then N, then I, then A, then T, and then I, and then N. Okay, so this is our final string. So hope you have understood the problem statement. Now let's try to see the solution of it. See, what we have done over here is, first of all, we have taken our target string, okay, and this is our reference string. These are inputs to us. Okay, now based on this we have to find our answer string. So for that, for answer string I have taken an empty string at the starting. Now what we are going to do is we are going to take an unordered set. Okay, and now this unordered set is what, like this is the name of this unordered set is ref set, and then this is going to have reference string. Okay, this unordered set is going to have our reference string which is COM in it. Okay, so we have put our reference string in our unordered set because we are going to perform the find operation now. Okay, in some time you will see. So now what we are doing is we are iterating on our target string. Okay, so we are running a loop on our target string. So what we will do is we one by one every character out of the target string we will take. Okay, so first of all, the first character that we have is C from the target string. Okay, then what we are checking here is if our ref set dot find has this character or not. Okay, so let's see if we have it. Yes, we have, which means this condition will not be true, because what this condition is saying, check if our character is equals to end of the, like, you know, ref set. When we will reach the end of the ref set, if the character is not even there. Okay, for example, let's suppose this case where U is there. Okay, like on U. Okay, so whenever we are on this fourth index, okay, when we have the value as U, so it will check, okay, in the ref set. So U is not there and it will reach the end. So in that case, you have to include that character in our answer string. Okay, and if any time in between, if you found out, and if you if condition is not true, then you don't have to store that character. Understood? So you have to take one by one character from the target string, and then you have to check if that value is there in the set or not. If it is there, then ignore that value from the target string, and if it is not there, then you have to take that, because that is not that is one of the different values, that is not a value which is there in the ref. Okay, so hope you have understood it, and finally all the strings will got stored in the answer string, and then finally we will have the output as what we are expecting, UNIATIN. Hope you have understood it. Let's look at this question. We have the problem statement: calculate and display the sum of even and odd numbers in an array. See, we are given an input array Okay, it has some numbers. What we need to output is sum of all the even numbers that are there in this array and sum of all the odd numbers that are there in this array. So let's try to analyze this problem. So let's take this array which is given to us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay, so these are the numbers, and now let's try to find the sum of odd numbers first. Okay, so sum of odd numbers is going to be what? First let's target what all are the odd numbers that we have in this array. So 1, 3 and 5 are the odd numbers that we have. So 1 plus 3 plus 5 is going to give us what? 9, right? So that is why we have the sum of odd numbers mentioned as 9. Let's see the sum of even numbers also, okay, in the similar way. So let's see the even numbers that we have. We have 2, 4 and 6. Let's calculate the sum of them. So 2 plus 4 plus 6, it's going to give us 12. So in this way we have found out the sum of even numbers, which is 12. Now how we will write this code? Okay, so how we will implement the logic? See, it is not that tough, it is easy only. Let's try to understand the implementation logic. What we will do is, initially we will have an input array. Okay, so our input array will be there, which will be having the nums. Okay, so in this one we will have all the inputs, okay, like 1, 2 and so on. Okay, next up what we will do is we will take two variables. Okay, so two variables as in like even num, okay, even sum and odd sum. Okay, and then what we will do is we will initialize them with 0, and based on the values that we will encounter, we will add the values, okay, even numbers and odd numbers. So now what we need to do is we will iterate over an array. So for that what we will use, we will use an for loop. Okay, like length, we will start from 0, length of the array, and then we will increment it one by one, right? Then what we will do, so we will check, okay, first of all what we will do is we will check if our current array value, okay, like we have this array, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, one by one we are iterating over it. So we have right now this element with us. So we will check if this element, whatever is num of I, okay, nums of I is mod 2, okay, which means mod 2 equals 0. This means what? This is the condition which checks if a number is even. Okay, so if this is true, means our number is even. Okay, so for example, in first case when we will check with 1, this will turn out to be false. Okay, but for second case when we will have the nums of I is 2, so 2 mod 2 is what? We will get the remainder as 0. So this condition turns out to be true. So at this, when this turns to be true, what we will do is we will do even sum plus our nums of I. Okay, so what will happen? Previously our even sum value was 0, and now the news it will be plus 2, which will be 2, right? So in the similar way we will iterate again. For 3 it will go in else condition, which we are going to write in further. But for 4, let's see. So when we will have 4, it will what? Again it will come in this condition. By that time the even sum value is 2. So what it will do? It will add 4 to it. So we will get 8. In the similar way, when we encounter 4 plus 2, 6. So in the next time when we will encounter 6, this condition will be true again, and we will add 6 more. So at the final time we will get 12 as the output. Let's see the odd condition now. See, odd condition, again we can do two things. Either we can write the complete condition. Okay, how the complete condition will look like. So else if nums of I mod 2 is not equals to 0. Okay, so this means what? Odd condition. Okay, this means odd condition, but we don't even have to do all this, right? Because in if condition already we have written the condition for even. Okay, so the above if condition we have already written the condition for even, so we can directly write else. Okay, so whatever now remaining is else only, right? Whatever now remaining condition is odd condition only. So we can simply write in this case, that is whenever you come in the else part, do odd sum of plus of num I. Okay, so that's why I was saying, like whenever we are starting, so when we get 1, so 1 mod 2 is not equals to 0, so we will come in the else part. In that case what we will do? Odd sum plus num of I. So 0 plus 1, 1. So in this way we will keep on following, and we will get the final answer. Hope you understood the logic. Now let's implement the code for it. Let's write the code for it now. See, first of all what we need to do is we will take an integer array. Okay, so int nums, okay, int nums, and then equals to what we will have? We will have an array with different digits. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We are considering this is as our input array. Now what we will do? We will take two variables as we have seen in our logic. So even sum, okay, and then we will initialize it with 0, and then we will take one more, okay, which is odd sum. Okay, and then we will initialize this one also with 0. Okay, now we have our variable set. Now what we will do? We will iterate over our input array, okay, that we have. So how we will iterate is, initially I equals to 0, and then Now you see what we need is we want to iterate over the entire array. Okay, array length. How we will find length? Because we don't have length function which will work on array. Okay, we have it on strings, but on array it won't work. So what we can do is we can calculate the length of array in this way. Okay, that is size of nums, okay, which is our array name, the total size of it divided by size of one element. Okay, so this is like kind of, you can say, a tricky way of, like, not a tricky way, but a way of finding the length of a array. Okay, so in this way we will get the length of this array. Okay, so which is like 6 in this case. Then next is what? I plus plus. Every time we just have to increment one value. Once this is done, let's move on. And now what we will do, we will check our even or odd condition. So nums of I mod 2 even sum. Okay, we will have to add this value, right, to our even sum variable. So even sum plus is equals to nums of I. Okay, and now we will write the same logic for odd also. So now we have the values. Okay, so what we will do now is at the end we will just print out our things. Okay, so I will just close my for loop. Okay, and now we have to just show our final value. So see out odd sum. Okay, let's try to run this and let's see. See, we have got our output as sum of even numbers is 12 and sum of odd numbers is 9.
So guys, that's all for today's video. I hope you found it helpful, and if you do, please give it a like. If you have any more doubts, please drop them in the comment section. You can also join me on Telegram and follow me on Instagram as well. You can ask your queries over Instagram DM too. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss on any of the important updates on notification whenever I upload a new video. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching the video.